We're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, and it is day 3 of Holden for Jordan Love. And every day that goes by, I check the pulse of one Kyle Wallace. Kyle, how are you feeling today?
Not good. The finger pointing is starting in my head. I'm starting to blame people. I'm trying to figure out who I should be blaming. Should it be Goody? Should it be Russ Ball? Should it be the Packers organization? Should it be Jordan Love? Should it be Jordan Love's agent, right? Like right now, I'm in that I don't know if the stages of acceptance or grief or whatever, because it ain't grief. It's
denial?
Just denial. Yeah, like I'm in the point of who do I need to blame? Whose fault is it that I have to go look up certain things that happen in training camp, and I can't get excited for what the defense does because Sean Clifford is throwing interceptions, because Michael Pratt is throwing interceptions, because Jacob Eason is throwing interceptions. So I'm right now on the point of whose fault is it?
Well, that's how you know it's progressing poorly, too, because when this first happened and it first came out, okay, Jordan Love calling Goody Saturday night, I'm not practicing till the deal is done. We're like, okay, reasonable, understandable. You're talking about 3 straight days of practice now, and it's still early in the season, of course. The longer this goes on, the more frustrating it is, the more the wound isn't healing. And Kyle Wallace and I, too, am looking for who's to blame here. How is this going to get resolved? Because it's not healing. It doesn't look like it's healing super soon either.
Well, and I can tell each day in the brain of our Packer backer, it is wanting answers, right? It's like, how do we continue to be in the point where the young Packer squad that you had said on Monday when we were at training camp, the thing that you were most excited about was what? After the NFC Championship game, although that sucked, you had optimism. Everything was happy-go-lucky. Everything was trending in the positive direction. And this is a blemish in what was everything going smooth in the offseason as well.
It's a significant blemish, right? This is a big bump in the road because this is the opportunity that the Packers are missing, right? Anytime, any days you're missing without your starting quarterback is valuable time that you could be getting better. The fact that Matt LaFleur said they need to turn it up, Matt LaFleur understands that they can't turn it up.
Well, what's he supposed to say? Well, he's got to work with what he's got.
He's probably very frustrated, too.
He has to be frustrated with the fact that he cannot progress this football team forward. Last year, he had to deal with an unknown in Jordan Love and a whole bunch of young guys on this offense, and now this year he has to deal with more drama. This is not the ideal way that we wanted to start training camp this year. This does not put the Green Bay Packers on a track to the Super Bowl. It puts the Green Bay Packers on a track to believing that their defense is better than what they are and their offense not to make progress because they don't have the guy they need throwing the ball to them.
So there's been a couple of dominoes throughout this whole process, and in a more recent fashion, obviously Jared Goff signing for the Detroit Lions. You have Trevor Lawrence signing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and a couple other dominoes. It sounds like Dak Prescott of the Cowboys. There may be something, there may be not something, but all accounts, he's performing for the Dallas Cowboys. And then there's your guy Tua Tagovailoa, all the way down in South Beach in Miami. And he doesn't have his extension, but he is out there participating. Does that make you feel a certain way?
Now, when I heard that news, I thought to myself, how the heck does a dude who's actually started for 3 years, who's played on the football field and saw significant time for 4 seasons, who is in the same exact draft class as Jordan Love, drafted before Jordan Love, how is it that he can get on the practice field and put on pads and participate with his team, but our guy that started, I believe, when you add in the playoffs, maybe 18 or 19 or 20 career games is sitting there holding in? How the heck does that add up? Why are we giving Jordan Love a pass on the fact that Tua, you know what he did? He identified that this football team has weapons galore. He identified that they have an opportunity to build on something and get better. He wants to win a playoff game. He wants the Miami Dolphins to go to a Super Bowl, and the only way that team gets better is if he is practicing on the football team, progressing with them. On the other side, I looked at Jordan Love, who, again, does Jordan Love have a higher ceiling than Tua? Yes. But has Jordan Love earned the right to be able to sit out? In my opinion, absolutely not. To see Tua out there with the same thing on the line, right? Tua can drop back and something bad can happen, and he could lose $50-some million, but he's not worried about that. He's worried about the team. Meanwhile, my boy Jordan Love and his agency, which I think they have the same agency, or maybe they're Athletes First together, but he's worried about making sure he's getting paid. Jordan Love is not putting the team first. He is putting me first, and that is something that we should take note of.
You know what I think the answer is, Kyle? Why can Tua, who started 54 games, right, for the Miami Dolphins, but Jordan Love's only started 18, how come Tua's out there practicing but not Jordan Love? I think it's all about replaceability. I think Tua knows if he were to sit out Jordan Love style, man, anybody can throw the ball to Tyreek Hill. Anybody can throw the ball to Jalen Waddle. I think the offense
You've
would be
become quite the conspiracy theorist.
I am. I think Tua knows, hold on. I can't miss any practice. They might know that I am at a greater level of replaceability than they even think. Now, I think Tua's a good quarterback. They should sign him, and he will be their franchise quarterback. But let's be honest. You take Jordan Love out of the offense.
I was going to say,
look how
Brad,
nasty this offense is.
I don't even see.
Nasty.
I don't even
Bad
see,
nasty.
I don't even need to see any of the plays. All I know is I saw a photo from training camp, and it was Jordan Love in street clothes, and it was the three other quarterbacks in red: Eason, Clifford, and Pratt. And I'm thinking to myself, ugh. Jordan can come back left-handed and get the job. Like, that's how important he is to the Green Bay Packers.
I really do think that Jordan Love knows that he gains more leverage by withholding his services and letting this just trash offensive circus take place in front of him. But Tua knows
Goody's going to be like, can't watch this anymore.
Yeah,
I'm going to give more.
Maybe I'll come up more to your number,
Stop
Jordan.
beating around the bush. Let's call it what it is. Jordan Love is being selfish. And it isn't just Jordan Love. It is his agency as well that is making Jordan Love put himself first. The fact that we saw a player in Tua, and again, I repeat, Tua is in the same situation, and he has proven more than Jordan Love has proven in a sense of consistency in the NFL. I repeat, I believe Jordan Love's ceiling is through the atmosphere, through the hemisphere. I believe it is extremely high and is higher than Tua. But at the end of the day, Tua has something that Jordan Love doesn't, and that's career games, and that is consistency that we have seen on the football field. The fact that Tua is deciding to participate in 7-on-7, participate in drills, and not do 11-on-11, that just shows you the mentality. Jordan Love's mentality is worried about getting paid, while Tua is worried about getting paid, but also winning a Super Bowl. The Packers cannot win a Super Bowl if Jordan Love is not 100% locked in, and right now this is exactly what we're seeing, and I told y'all, the offense is wasting its time right now whenever Sean Clifford takes a snap.
So you want to know where blame is, and you're saying you're waking up, I want to blame somebody. You call Jordan Love selfish.
This is a selfish act. Him and his agency are selfish. Now, again, I believe his
Is it
agency,
the wrong decision?
Based off the fact that Tua found a way to be out there and pass, and he's doing drills. Matter of fact, we saw Jordan Love doing cone drills last week. Jordan Love can do Indy. If Jordan Love went out there and said, "Listen, I'm gonna practice with you guys. I'm gonna throw against air." But when it comes to 11 or anytime I have to deal with pressure where I have to move quickly, maneuver my body, and something can happen, I'm not going to do that. That would be cool.
Statement. He's making a statement.
But Tua, he got exposed by Tua because Tua could have did the same exact thing, but Tua actually showed us a quarterback can not hold in, a quarterback can participate, but be a limited participant in practice. Jordan Love took a different route, but he's winning this perception because of the fact that he's there, he's present, he's not in California. You know where Tua is? He's there, he's present, he's taking snaps.
800-990-3776. Jim in Madison chimes in. If Goody would have drafted or signed a real backup instead of Clifford the Big Red Dog, or Dud, I like that he used, the Packers would have some leverage over Love's camp. Now, that got me thinking a little bit, right? Like, what if it was a Matt Ryan? But, like, at the end of the day, who's a real backup that you would actually be able to threaten Jordan Love with? There is nobody. He is the franchise. He's the franchise quarterback. Like, there's nobody I could think of all the quarterbacks we saw in the NFL last year. Who could they have signed or drafted? And it would have been a waste of a draft pick at this point that could have came in and been like, all right, you better play, otherwise we got this guy.